Hi there, and welcome to today's Kingston Library ebook review. Happy Thursday. The book we are going to be talking about today is How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. It's backwards, but you see what it looks like. And as you can also see here, I have almost everything else Caitlin Moran has ever written, so you can tell I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of Caitlin Moran, and she's actually written both non-fiction and fiction books as well. So this is her first fiction book that she's written, and it really is sort of the next Bridget Jones I've compared to, and I think that's an adequate description. It's very much a 90s set, coming of age, hilarious sort of pratfalls and hijinks and trying and failing and trying again kind of story. It's hilarious and it's heartwarming, and it makes you nostalgic for the 90s and sort of the Brit rock era, and it's just really sort of evocative of that time. This book is available on Overdrive as an ebook, so you can access it there. The sequel, which is called How to Be Famous, is also available on Overdrive, so if you enjoy this one, the sequel, in my opinion, is actually better. It's actually much funnier. So if you're a fan of this one and you want to continue, the second one is also available, How to Be Famous. And this also will apply for a few of our categories for our adult reading challenge. So it will fit in the category 15, which is recommendation. It'll also be category 3, which is a place you visited, which it might fit for you, as this book is primarily set in London and Wolverhampton. So probably work for most people. Number 12, which is a book without the letter E in the title. Number 23, which is a book that will make you laugh. This book will make you laugh out loud. Not many books you can actually say will make you laugh out loud, but this one does. And number 31, which is a book based on a real person. As a lot of Caitlin Moran's books are very semi-autobiographical, a lot of her non-fiction draws on her experiences living at home, being homeschooled with her multiple siblings, and sort of living in poverty. And so this draws on that as well, and her early career working in London as a music columnist. So this sort of draws on some of those things, and it is semi-autobiographical, so I'd say it would fit into that category. So this book is about a teenage girl named Joanna Morrigan, and I will add that even though it's about a teenage girl, this book is probably not suitable for teenagers, and it's definitely for adults. It's very sweary, very raunchy, very sort of ballsy and over the top, and just sort of crazy, a wild ride, definitely. So it's 100% for adults, even though it is about a teenage girl. So yeah, it's about Joanna Morrigan, who is, like I said, living at home with her parents and her multiple siblings, and she just desperately wants to break out and have a more exciting wild life, and so she decides to move to London to become a music columnist. And she gets a job as a music columnist and decides to reinvent herself as the sassy, partying Dolly Wilde. So she changes her whole persona, her whole image, her whole name to Dolly Wilde, someone who isn't bothered by anything and who just likes to have fun and likes to drink and likes to have parties and likes to do everything. Which isn't necessarily who Joanna is as a person. So it is about her trying to build up her own confidence and be who Dolly Wilde is, even though Dolly Wilde isn't her. And so yeah, it's definitely a story about coming of age, finding out who you are, reinventing yourself, and making yourself into the best person you can be while still being authentic to who you are. I'll just read a short passage just so you can get a feel for it. It definitely has a very sort of hilarious British embarrassment, Bridget Jones cringe kind of feel, but in the best way possible. So, over the next 90 minutes, I try a variety of different tactics to make it look like I'm not lonely at this party. My findings on how to party on your own are as follows. Number 1, the buffet. There is a fabulous spread here, and no girl can truly say she's alone if she's standing next to a plate of honey-glazed miniature chipolatas. I eat 6 thoughtfully, then worry that I simply look like an abandoned girl eating lots of small sausages. Under the common teenager misapprehension that anyone is A, always observing, and B, cares what I'm doing, I then take 2 paper plates and load them up, as if getting food for a friend who's on the other side of the room. I give this scenario all I've got, deliberating over slices of miniature quiche and then rejecting them because my friend, Claire, does not like quiche, remembering that unlike me, what Claire really likes are Scotch eggs, then walk across the dance floor looking for my friend Claire until me and my 2 loaded plates reach number 2, the toilet, where I bolt the door and eat both platefuls. When I finish them, I can't fit the 2 paper plates into the bin of shame where all the sanitary towels are in it because of the uneaten Scotch eggs, so I leave them neatly stacked on the floor instead. By the time I leave the toilet, a small queue is built up outside. The woman at the front of the queue looks in and sees the plates with their Scotch eggs on the floor. They will hatch soon, I tell her cheerfully. They're dragon eggs. Good luck. Number 3, being a very busy journalist. If you're a writer, are you ever really off duty? The human condition never has the evening off. It must be reported on, 24/7. I sit in the corner with my notebook and write down all the astonishing observations that are occurring to me. When I find the notebooks years later, I see that this consists of a drawing of a cat wearing a top hat, my bank account number, which I've been trying to learn off by heart, and a page all at its own, I wish Chrissy were here. Number 4, a conversation with a stranger. Do you know where the toilet is? Yeah, over there. Ha, thank you. I'm glad I look like the kind of person you can trust to tell you where the toilet is. Whenever Chrissy gets asked at a party, he always points towards a cupboard and then watches laughing. God, I miss Chrissy. So yeah, that is How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. As I say, it's something that you will really, really make you laugh. It's genuinely hilarious. It's actually being made into a film. It's been made into a film and it should be released at some point this year. It's starring Alfie Allen and Beanie Feldstein and Emma Thompson and Jamila Jamil and lots of other hilarious people, so I'm sure it's going to be brilliant and I really can't wait for that. But yes, in the meantime I can just read this again. So definitely check this out if you're interested. How to Build a Girl by Caitlin Moran. As I said before, it's available on Overdrive as an ebook, so you can access that there. So yes, that's our book for today. Please join us tomorrow at 3:30 for another adult book review, and then at 4 o'clock for another teen/children book review. Thank you. Bye.